Hello! Alright guys, we're gonna give this another shot. Recorded a whole episode yesterday, 40 minutes long, only to encounter a overloaded encoder error and fucked the whole thing up. So we're gonna give her another shot. I had an idea for a series where we're gonna do a single player Grand Prix. I started a brand new Mario Kart file so that we can do every time when I start a new Mario Kart game, what I like to do is I go through all of the difficulties, 50, 100, 150, all the way through all of the levels to get all of the trophies and stars. So we're going to call this a 100% Grand Prix all trophies, all stars run. Like that. Sound good? Cool. We're starting off strong. Again, recorded an entire fucking episode of this already, so sorry if I'm rehashing anything, or if I'm not banging on all cylinders. I'm doing my absolute best here. But check this out. We're going to start with Birdo, and then every cup we're going to change characters. Let's go. And I think I worked out 3 cups is about 40 minutes, so that's a pretty good length, I think. Here we go. Oh, it was a good episode too, man. It had all the things. I was banging and slanging and cranging. And you'll notice that I forgot to turn off the fucking auto go and the auto steering. I'll immediately turn that shit off. Okay, we're good. Alright. So, we're starting off on 50cc. It's easy as shit. So, we're kind of just going to be cruising, vibing, hanging out. I was kind of getting into, like, my opinions and things on the game and, like, the booster course pass that came out recently. It's, yeah, I really enjoy it. They changed a whole lot about the game. I will say that I've been playing this game since launch. I've been playing 8 since it came out. And obviously upgraded to Deluxe immediately as soon as that came out too. But recently with the booster course pass or pack, whatever the fuck it is, the BCP, Nintendo has been very quietly tweaking and changing little balance things with the game that I've noticed. I saw somebody post on Reddit that, or they posted like a screenshot of time trials that they had done, and they were like, what the fuck is up with this? Because I did 2, they did a heavy character and they did a light character. Completely different kart setups, and got almost identical time trial times on a single course, which is kind of funny. I honed in on that. I was like, wait a minute, because I ran the exact same experiment when the booster course pass came out. I started to notice that the game was behaving a little bit differently than it had been for the years and years that it had been out. And I will say that they've certainly kind of normalized the kart's character weights and kart parts, so that you can basically pick, I haven't done like ultra extensive testing to see if this really holds true, but essentially you can pick whatever kart you want, whatever character you want on whatever kart you want, and do pretty good as long as you're driving in a way that matches the kind of kart that you picked. Obviously heavier karts are going to have a hard time making very, very sharp turns. Lighter karts, you're going to want to be boosting a little bit more than if you were heavy, but ultimately I think the game at this point is very much at a point where as long as you feel comfortable with the setup that you have, then it's relevant, and you can pretty much beat anybody with it, especially your friends. You can always beat your friends. You can always have them calling you bad names in your house alone. So yeah, we're gonna run through the game, 50cc first, all of the courses, and then crank it up to 100. Thinking about it now, this is going to be quite an undertaking, so this is going to be a pretty long series. I might weave some other stuff in between. I might not just do this. I might kind of do this as like a ongoing thing while we do other stuff too. So we're going to start with Birdo. What I did last time, I went Birdo, and then I went Heavy, and then I went Baby. So that's what we'll do for the first 3 courses. and I'll mix it up. I went Birdo first, and then who was my heavy character? I did a character that I don't always do. Who was the heavy guy that I picked? Oh, I messed it up. I don't remember. I don't remember the heavy character I picked. So once we get to the character menu, I'll check it out. I'll figure it out. Stop. So just getting into it, just getting warmed up a little bit. Choo. Oh yeah, so with the new balance changes, I'm really enjoying it because historically I played just about every Mario Kart. Kind of funny. I played every Mario Kart except for 64. I didn't have an N64 growing up, so I never played Mario Kart 64. It was Double Dash that I really got into in my GameCube. But ever since then, I've always tended toward, or even like the original Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo, I always tended toward the lighter characters, Yoshi, Toad, Koopa, like that sort of character. And I kind of like the changes that they made because I feel like the meta for Mario Kart 8 for so long was the heavy. Started off like ultra heavy, like Mort and Bowser and those guys, and then it kind of shifted a little bit to like the lighter heavies like DK and Waluigi, of course. If you know this game, you know the Waluigi Wiggler meta for so long. But with these changes, I've been seeing a lot more characters online, a lot more variation in kart setups and with characters, and I think that's great. I think that's what this game really needed. I think if you want to play Mario Kart, you want to pick your favorite character, not the best character. And I think they've done a really good job in making sure that that's the case, where you can pretty much pick any character and then, you know, make a kart that you think is cool or is comfortable to you, and you can compete, which is important. You know, as long as there's a way for you to succeed, I think that's what it should be. It should just be pick your favorite character, because you know this game is pretty casual. It's just supposed to be fun. And it's got amazing characters. You just want to pick them. It felt like for so long I was like locked into this build with DK was my main for such a long time in this game, and now I can kind of get back to my roots a little bit, playing the light types. Ring. Ooh. Don't even get me started on the lightning bolt. Went on a whole rant about the lightning bolt, and I'll give you the fucking cliff notes. Fuck the lightning bolt. Worst item in the game. Don't at me. It's not a hot take. It's the worst one. It doesn't even do what it's supposed to do. Ideally, it's supposed to be a way to like equalize the playing field. It shrinks everybody in front of you when you use it. It doesn't shrink anybody behind you. And it also makes them lose 3 coins and their items. But it has a couple of secondary effects. One, it doesn't make you lose the items. It makes you drop the items on the ground. 2, it shrinks everybody. Let me think here. It shrinks everybody for a different amount of time. The depending on your place. The higher the place you are, the longer that you're shrunk for. But ultimately, what are we doing punishing the person in 6th, 5th, 4th? That's not a good way to bring everybody together. Bring all the racers into like a tighter pack so that you can compete a little bit more for first place. It has the opposite effect where everybody slows down. The people 5th through or 4th through 8th are all still scrounging and fighting for items, but the person in 1st, 2nd, 3rd, much less competition for items, much less competition for coins to get their coins back up. So me in first place, obviously that's the perspective I'm taking it from. Me in first place, I get shrunk, I lose my items, I'm having a bad time, not having any fun. But I immediately get my items back, and I immediately get my coins back. So while we all lose time, I'm losing less time because it's way easier for me to recover from. So ultimately, the amount of time that I lose is negligible. You're not gonna go from 9th to catching me in first with a lightning bolt. I think it's a useless item. I think it unfairly punishes people who are, or the racers who are not even competing for the podium. I think what they should do is they should combine the effect of the blue shell and the lightning bolt, so that the person in first gets hit with it and shrunk for a period of time, which I know sounds brutal, but maybe reduce the amount of time that it shrinks. But can you imagine a blue shell that hits you in first place, you lose your items, 3 coins, and get shrunk? Like, it's a whammy. Maybe then they could tone down on the amount of blue shells that can be on the map at a given time. It used to just be 1, but with the booster course updates that they released, it is now as many as can fit. I've seen 3. The most I've seen in my games is 3 at a time. 3 blue shells all come in for first place. So maybe tone that down a little bit, but make the effect of it much more brutal. I think that'd be a better use. Because the lightning ball just blows. I think it's fun for anybody. Certainly not fun for the guy in second place, because he gets shrunk for almost the amount of time that the guy in first place gets, and he's not in first place to get first dibs on coins and boxes and things. So, third place guy's not having a great time either. Oh, wow. It's one of my favorite levels. I think it's really pretty. I like, I prefer nice, simple courses. I'm kind of a old head. I don't need my Mario Kart course to be too complicated. My favorite levels are the levels that are things that are turned into tracks versus the actual tracks themselves. I like Coconut Mall, Delfino Square, Plaza, Peach Garden, stuff like that. Daisy Cruiser. I like just the levels that are supposed to be other things, but they're turned into courses. When I was a kid, I always used to fantasize about like driving my Mario Kart around in like grocery stores and stuff. So it always like, I don't know, something nostalgic about it. All right, view results. That's the first cup, up and down. This game is easy. 50cc is easy. So we're gonna come in here, gold trophy, all 3 stars. Obviously, didn't come in second, didn't get battered too badly. And once we get to 150 and into mirror, things are going to start to heat up. Might have to start playing a little bit more defensively. But this is good, because starting at 150 and then 100, you get a lot of reps on courses, so it's an easy way to get warmed up. Get you ready for those 150s and mirrors, and then eventually 200, which is its own beast. Cool. So yeah, it was Dry Bowser. That's who I was last time. Like my fucked up episode that got so fucked up. Yeah, so we'll go heavy. We are gonna do, I think we might have to go Roy. We're gonna go Roy on this one. Got the leaf wheels. Hey. And I think we're gonna keep the setup pretty similar. I like the roller wheels. This isn't a great setup. What we're after here is the cheap. I'll probably play with that mostly. The build doesn't super matter, 50cc versus 100 versus later on. It will matter more once we get to the faster things. But generally speaking, I like the lighter setups. I like the roller wheels because I like to drift a lot. But we'll keep with the Beetle for now, and then we'll mix it up once we get some cooler parts. Oops. Gotta get adjusted. Big adjustment going from light to heavy. But as you can see, exact same kart setup, completely different character, but I'm not gonna win by any less. And you can test it yourself. You could go into a time trial, do the same kart, 2 different characters, watch, you get almost the exact same time. Switch the kart up, same time. It's bizarre how they've done it. I don't know how they've done it, but it works. It's very, very normalized, and I think that is for the best. That way, it kind of challenges players to, you know, find where they're most comfortable, where they can, you know, hit turns just right or recover from getting hit in a way that's, you know, gets them back in the race as quickly as possible. Coin, max those out. I'll also talk a little bit of strategy, my kind of my thought process on item management. I think is kind of like a niche little meta thing that you can do if you want to be ultra optimum. Like, I like to think about holding items in a certain way. This setup is extremely powerful. I've got coin in the first item and then horn in the back item. If I get hit with anything, I can pop the coin and immediately get my coins back. Or if a blue shell comes, immediately pop coin, pop horn. I'm pretty flexible with this. And then a lightning bolt will take everything away. Worst item in the game. Nobody likes the lightning bolt, kiddos. Here we go. The coin is also like a nice little insurance policy if you get hit with a boo. Take the coin instead of the horn. But generally, if I'm playing like a little more aggressive, if I'm like really trying to make sure that I win, I'll cycle my items so that I always have a defensive item available. Another balance change that was added, not in the booster course pass, but in Deluxe, when they switched from a single item to a double item. Or no, they switched to a double item. When did they switch to a double item? Was that in Deluxe? Add a comment and tell me I'm a fucking idiot. I don't remember when they added the fucking double item, but it used to be. Yeah, it must have been in the single item. Essentially, if you were in first place, you were getting a coin. That's it. That was all you had. There was such a low chance to get anything other than a coin. But when they split it to double items, now your first item is almost always going to be a coin. Or in the middle meta, it was your first item was always a coin, and then like that, and then your second item would pop in something low end, single banana, single green shell, like that. Recently, they have kind of eased up on that a little bit. You're not guaranteed to get a coin every single time. There are times where I'll roll like a double single banana or a single banana, single shell, like that. I can also get bob-ombs in first place. Okay. Hit that a little bit better on a faster speed. There, so now I got double banana. In previous iterations of this game, previous updates, essentially if one of my items wasn't a coin, I would always get a coin in first place. But they've since changed that, and I think that's good, because like, while I get it, you don't want me racking up as too many defensive items in first place. It's also incredibly boring. It's so boring and predictable. It's a coin. See, it's every single time. It's pretty predictable at this point, but it's cool. It adds a little bit of spice to it. See if I can get a double item, or if one of them is always going to be a coin. There you go. See, nice. I'm like fucking I'm a clairvoyant. I'm a Mario Kart savant. So 50cc, we're chilling. We're chilling, kicking back. I'm not gonna sweat too much in these matches. Once we get down to the 150s and the mirrors, things are gonna start getting crazy. And then 200 again is its own beast. I'll probably create a kart set. I might honestly go like baby, like as light as possible for 200cc, and I'll just cycle through all the babies. You want as much turning as possible. Speed is not super relevant in 200cc because you're going fast. You're going so fast that it is difficult to make turns because you're kind of slippy slidey. Yeah. I tried to pop both items, but I didn't get it in time. So in higher difficulties, and especially online, I'm much more mindful with how I use my items. I generally try to hold coins as long as possible, because people talk mad shit about the coin item, but I mean, it's a free 2 coins, and especially if especially if someone's kind of catching up to me and like we're competing for resources, that coin can come in very, very handy. The last thing you want is to be on the 3rd lap and not have 3 coins. It's just a little bit of an insurance policy. All right, let's go. Cruising through. Toad Harbor, one of my favorites, because it's a harbor. It's supposed to be something else, but now it's a Mario Kart track. This is another fun one. No, it's too soon. It's my double item. Nice. See that? Second best item to combat blue shell. First best item, obviously horn. Duh, everybody knows that. But what's the second best? You're asking yourself. What if I can't get a horn? It's pretty rare, and I keep getting hit by these blue shells. What's the second best item? It's the coin, obviously. Because 9 times out of 10, you can drive into one of your coins that you dropped on the ground, pop a second coin, all of a sudden you're right back up to 10, and you're recovering, and you're blasting off. It's about setting the pace, doing it big. So we're cruising. So this series is going to be all trophies, all stars. And I'm going to break it up into kind of episodes because they're going to get pretty lengthy. And I'm not going to like edit them at all. So it's going to be a live feed. Me just like doing this in one take. So I might stop at 2 just to as like a proof of concept, because last time I did 3 cups. The episode was about 40 minutes long, but then of course I got that fucking encoder error. And I'm hoping I don't get that this time. I changed a lot of settings. I did a lot of research to try to mitigate that, but you know, I don't have the best computer in the world, but you know, I'm not really doing that crazy. I'm not doing too much, but 9% CPU, is that a lot? Chat, is that a lot? Help me. So I think I'll stop it after 2 episodes and then see how that turns out. Get that uploaded just to fucking have something. I just want to upload something. Pew! I just feel like I'm making some progress, so I think that's gonna be the goal. We'll finish up this cup, and then I'll stop it and watch it back and just make sure everything's functioning correctly. I don't know if it was like a length thing, if it was like a file size thing, but I got that overloaded encoder, and then the whole video was, I think I caught like one in every 15 frames of the actual video. It was crazy. The audio sounded perfect. Audio was amazing, and then like 30 seconds into the video, it just went to shit. Really hoping that doesn't happen this time. Changed so many settings. Took a bunch of like test recordings that were admittedly not as long. Just impatient. I got up to like 20 minutes. I didn't do like the full 40. But it worked. No. Boost. Bet you didn't know you could get a boost, a little jump boost off of that. This is one of my favorite cups because it has Toad Harbor and Haunted Mansion. But this is one of my least favorite levels because of this stupid little snake right here. Does have good music though. As much as I don't like it, you know, it's my least of my most favorite. Oops! Gotta make sure to hit these boosties. Yeah. Ooh. Cool. Yeah, we're cruising. It's pretty easy. 50cc, man. We're going in slow motion. Let's go. Get rid of that ink. Yeah, if you don't know, you can get rid of ink by boosting, either with a booster pad on the ground or a mushroom. You can get rid of ink by entering or leaving water. I believe leaving water, but certainly entering water. If you're going like underwater, that'll rinse off the ink. And that's it. That's how you do that. The horn does not work for ink. I think it should. I think that'd be a kind of a cool little like touch where like the horn will also blast away the ink guy. I don't love ink, especially not if I'm like driving in a new course. I don't know where the frig I'm going. Cool. So that's the first two cups. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go across the top, then across the bottom row, and we're gonna get gold trophy, all 3 stars. If we don't get gold trophy, all 3 stars, it doesn't count, and I'm gonna start over. If I even suspect for a second that I'm not gonna get all 3 stars, I'm just gonna start over. I'm not gonna waste any time. But yeah, that's the first 2 trophies, new vehicle customization. First 2 trophies, let's go see what we unlocked, and then we'll end the bitch here, and then hopefully we don't get an encoder error, and then next time we'll have another episode ready to go. So let's check out the standings. First 2 trophies, all 3 stars, obviously, and we're gonna fill the trophy case all the way to 200cc on all of the levels. So it's gonna take a very, very, very long time. Cool. Let's see what cart part we got. We got the horse. No, the tri-speeder. Very cool. All right, not gonna use it, but cool. Fucking on the last one, we got the fucking Scooty Puff right off the bat. Like, nah, where's my Scooty Puff? Scooty Puff on the roller wheels with the dry Bowser. I was ripping. Cool. We'll get back there. No problem at all. Yeah, so we'll end this here. This will be part 1 of like a lot of parts. I don't know. Somebody could do the math to 2 or 3 cups per episode, especially if this one goes well. If everything goes well, I might jack it up to the 3 cups, and that way we can get through this a little bit faster. But yeah, if you like this, you could like the video and maybe subscribe to me and check me out. Or if you want to suggest another game that I could play in between this, because this is probably going to take a very, very long time, yeah, just hit me up. Let me know. Cool. Thanks for hanging out. No encoder errors. Yay! Fingers crossed.